Hello, welcome back to Real Talk. Very animated today. Still let us know, the panel, it's hot today. Still let us know what you think about disgraced footballer Luis Suarez's shameful exit from the World Cup after biting his third opponent. Should he be banned indefinitely? Do you agree with Simone Bresi-Ando, founder of I'mPOSSIBLE? And do you agree with Joanna Abeyi, founder of Shine Media and news and showbiz journalist? Or do you agree with playwright and performer Inoua Ilams, who says no, Luis Suarez is 27, he's only a baby. He just needs a bit of a tap on the wrist. Let us know what you think. 0207 819 6460. That's the way you call us. Had loads of emails from around the world. Thank you. realtalk@otv.co.uk. Send us a tweet at OTV or download the Unity app and let us know what you feel there. It's just amazing though. I mean, Simone, you and Joanna are saying absolutely he should be banned indefinitely. Yeah. It's his third time, plus the racial slurs. Yeah. But Markin the Neaton called in to say, well, actually, as a Liverpool fan, what are you actually going to gain by banning him indefinitely?
Well, then what we're talking about is what his personal enjoyment is of having Suarez on a pitch. But I like to look at things in entirety. We can't just have football as an entity that happens in society without, it's got all this power, generates all this money, and it does its own thing, and everyone else has to abide by another microcosm of rules.
Everyone's entitled to mistakes, aren't they, Joanna?
3 times?
No, it's three times. It's, 100%. Everyone's human, everybody makes mistakes, that's perfectly fine. But 3 times, and he's been reprimanded and punished before.
Okay, well, let's go to Penelope in Twickenham. Hello, Penelope.
Hi there.
Hello, do you agree with the ladies or do you agree with Inoua?
I agree with the ladies. I just think he should be banned. I think that it's even unfortunate that the other 2 players, this has overshadowed the fact that the other 2 Ghanaian players have been expelled over verbally abusing committee members, and then he has the audacity to do it 3 times and harm other players that he's playing with, and it's okay, and it's even a conversation. He should be gone. Other 2 players have just said something against a committee member and they're out, and nobody's even talking about it. Is it a racial? Is it about where do they draw the line? How do they even measure what good enough is? He's going to lose 65,000. That's not enough money for him. Okay. He makes more than that.
Well, Penelope, Penelope, we're going to get Inoua to try and change your mind. Inoua, look at the camera and tell Penelope why she should maybe relent on her harsh, indefinite ban.
I don't think it's a race thing because Suarez has been sent home just like the other 2 Ghanaian players for whatever the alleged crimes are. What I'm saying is being banned for life.
Crimes, exactly, but they expelled. We don't even know what they've done. Yes, he has reason on why he should be expelled, and it's the 3rd time. Come on, 65,000.
Complete. Again, I'm not saying what he did was right.
Nothing for him. He's 27. He can lose it and maybe come again next time. I don't know. He should just go. Okay, and we should also find out why the other 2 players expelled first before we even carry on about everything else.
Penelope, let him talk. Penelope.
I don't believe football happens in a vacuum, and I think he should be punished. What I'm saying is we've tried the same punishments 3 times and it hasn't worked. If we do the same thing, it still won't work. So we need to find another way to punish him. That is what I'm saying. Being banned for life wouldn't give us the result we want.
Okay.
Why?
No. What is it that we've got? One person at a time. We can't hear if you're all talking. Joanna.
I want to, because you mentioned that a few times.
Yeah.
So what is it exactly that you think that we're looking for? He's in a main stage. He's in the public eye. So I think you're a bit concerned that it won't kill his career because he'll go and play, I don't know, in a team that maybe we don't know about. That's fine. If he did that, because he's not being idolised by people on the TV, and we're not condoning violence.
Let him respond. What punishment should he get, Inoua?
Let me just say something.
No. What punishment should he get?
I do not know that. I do not know what punishment it is, but being banned, if he's banned, he'll just become a martyr for the sport. If you look at what happens to great people who leave at the peak of their careers, they just become legendary. That's what will happen to Suarez if we ban him.
Right. So Penelope I must apologise. Penelope from Twickenham, sorry, we cut you off there, sorry. But I have heard that you totally are not going to change your opinion. you do not agree with Inoua, and you are glad that Suarez has been banned. You say you don't know what the punishment should be. You're saying an indefinite ban. Joanna, you're saying an indefinite ban. I'm not too sure what we would gain. I'm kind of siding with you. Let's hear what you said when we went out on the streets with a camera. Oh, and before we do, you've got to go, haven't you, Inoua?
I have to go, I'm afraid. I'm really sorry. I'm really enjoying myself.
You enjoy being pummeled, right?
You're all bending to my will. I can sense it.
If people want to know about you, where do they get you? To where is it? Your Twitter, Facebook?
I have a Twitter account, which is just my name, at Inuaelams, INUAELLAMS, and I have a website which is just inuaelams.com.
Okay, we'll escort you from the building. I think you'll need it. Right, let's go to the BT.
It's appalling. He should get at least a year ban.
That's really bad. I think he should be banned. I think they said for up to like 2 years because you can't like send a message that that's something that's okay to do.
He bit someone else before, and he had some racist thing with Evra. I wasn't happy about that.
Well, it's the third time he's done it now, so it's really not acceptable. I mean, he did it once in Holland, once when he played in England, and now international duty, so I think he should be banned for it.
It's his third time biting somebody? Why didn't he get a yellow card? Why didn't he get a red card? That's what I think.
I think that he's done it before. It's wrong. He'll probably do it again.
It's disgusting. I don't think he should play football again. FIFA and everyone should just ban him for life, because he's just going to keep doing it and doing it.
Action definitely should be taken against him.
I think he should be punished by the FIFA because otherwise it would show that everyone is allowed to do whatever they want.
I think that's wrong. He obviously can't play soccer well enough to not bite people.
He should keep his emotions under control. I mean, it's maybe pretty hard in such a game.
No, I don't think they should ban him, you know. It's a football game, you know, at the end of the day.
You've got to remember there's kids that watch football as well, so he's a role model. Obviously him biting is going to encourage other people to probably follow suit.
He's the kind of player where if he played for your team, you'd love him, but because he doesn't, I can't.
And if by magic Inua has disappeared and Chi-Chi, financial expert and mentor, Chi-Chi Obi has arrived. Welcome her to the panel.
Hi. Welcome.
Now, it's not going to be hopefully as heated. Poor Inua was in that position and he had a tough time. But we're glad to have you. Thank you. Tell us a bit about you.
Okay, I'm a financial advisor and a coach. I work within a firm, Able State Financial Planning. We're based in Houston. And pretty much what I do is just help people find ways to use their money and their income work out for them.
Which is appropriate because we are talking money or Wonga now. Are you familiar with this theme tune? Here it comes. Oh no, is it there? Right, that's enough. Wait, that's Wonga. And they're the best known payday lender. Yes. Well, they could face criminal investigations after being told to pay back nearly £3 million in compensation to customers after details of fake legal letters were sent by them, allegedly, to struggling customers. Have you had to use these type of payday loan lenders? Are you a Wonga customer? Should they be closed down or is it an overreaction? Here's how you let us know. We'll hear from Chi-Chi in a moment. 0207 819 6460 is the way that you call us. You can email us realtalk@otv.co.uk, send us a tweet at OTV or download the Unity app and watch us there. Chi-Chi, these payday lenders make a lot of money, particularly on the interest. Are you surprised that Wonga were writing fake letters, legal letters?
Yes, I am surprised, definitely. But I'm even more surprised that it went on for that long. And actually, I'm even more surprised that customers did not realise this, which is even more shocking because, you know, yes, their target is vulnerable people, but they didn't even go online to see if that company does exist.
The legal company?
Yes, the legal companies, if they do exist. So, yes, on one hand, the payday loan should pay for, you know, their mistakes, but at the same time, you can see that there is a flaw in the system as well.
But let's be honest, a lot of people use payday loans, and do let us know if you're one of them. 0207 819 6460. You don't read the small print because you're desperate for the Wonga.
Yeah. I think we've got to also look at the kinds of people that are going to use these payday loans.
Yes.
Financially excluded,
yes.
Financially illiterate.
Yes.
So they just need to get their hands on cash to make food payments,
yes.
to do whatever they need to do.
Absolutely.
So if they get a letter that looks quite official coming through, they're not going to question it, maybe. I mean, in general.
True, very
so
true.
So this is where, you know, we've had lots of discussions about financial literacy being put on the national curriculum. It's those kinds of things that's going to empower people like that to be able to make better choices. And using credit unions. There's usually one on each high street. They can lend to you, sometimes even as quickly as payday loans, with no interest.
Well, I mean, you know, what do you think, Joanna? Have you ever had to use any of these payday loans, or do you know people that have had to use them?
I haven't personally used a payday loan, no, but I do know people who have had to use them, and Simone and yourself, you're quite right, they are vulnerable people and they are not necessarily educated about, you know, the loans that they're taking out. And also, if you did get a letter through your, you know, through your letterbox, it's quite, because they can be very scary, worded in a really intimidating manner. So obviously if you read that, you're going to, I don't know if I received a letter like that, I would Google the company. I'd probably just ring them up and try and work out what's happening. I don't know that I would double check that.
The companies did not exist, which is...
Yeah, but you don't know that from an official letter. You wouldn't know that.
Again, I think this is where the financial literacy needs to come in, because I do think that there's lack of financial education, and the way the world is going is completely different to how it was 40 years ago, 50 years ago. It's completely different.
Well, let us know what you think. 0207 819 6460. Should we be banning these payday lenders, as they're called? I mean, some of the interest is like 3,000%. And if you don't know your interest, that's astonishing, isn't it? So you know, I mean, just work out the figures for us.
Some of them do know the interest. They do publicise it nowadays, so it is there and visual for people to see. I mean, there's some even higher than 5,000%. So it is shocking.
So if you're borrowing £10, I mean, it's just
Oh,
you're the financial expert.
Yeah, no, you definitely pay more than it. But this is what I'm saying. First of all, why are people even vulnerable in that situation? I mean, payday loans are they're not new, but they're quite recent. They've really come about in the last 5 years after the recession.
Yeah, and African Caribbean people, when you look at the statistics, we're the ones who maybe not be using these lenders, but we are hammering the credit cards. So, you know, what is going wrong? Can you survive in between paychecks? Yeah, wages. Oh, you're shaking your head. You need...
not personally, but there are so many people I know who do struggle to get through from, you know, one... living on a very low budget.
Well, we'll definitely come to you in a minute, Simone. Martina says, Wonga keep the poor poor and the rich richer. Daniel says, I agree with the Labour MP who said Wonga should have to pay £203 trillion back in compensation to reflect the 5.853% interest rates. Marcus says, I pray a full police investigation is done. Wonga are robbing the poor. But they're not the only companies that do that.
I wanted to talk about that. It's a system. It's a system that government is propping up because they actually aren't tackling these issues. It's the fact that we've got a benefit system that's not allowing people to actually get out of their situation and be socially mobile and be able to have a job, that they won't become the working poor. So that's one system.
Hold on, Simone. Our parents came to this country and they were dirt. They were dirt. One second. Let me get my point. They were dirt poor. Our parents. There were no Wonga. There was no sort of these payday. They survived.
They survived, but they survived in a way. Remember, we've also got the cost of living that's gone up dramatically. So we can't get on the bus for 10p like I used to when I was a child. It's £1.75 or £2.25 for even one stop. So when you're dealing with your pay that hasn't gone up to the levels, so you can buy bread at £1.05, £1.5 I think it is now, and milk at 80p, then you are going to have to pay more pay.
This is the point. I mean, in all honesty, there's only so far that a job can take you moving forward with inflation and so many things happening. The cost of living is going up. That should tell you that money is not what it used to be before. Money is completely different to what it was before. So therefore, people should make their money work harder in a different way.
How many people on this panel have got credit cards?
I've got credit
One,
cards.
two. No credit cards. So could you survive without your credit card?
Yes.
So why have you got one?
Well, first of all, you've got a credit card. Again, this is how the system works. If you have no credit, that will go against you because they have nothing to go back to actually see how you manage that.
So why haven't you got a credit card, Joanna?
I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. And I also am from a background where you have to live in your means. So I was never taught to lend. I was taught to go without if I didn't have it.
Let us know what sort of financial upbringing you were brought into. Do you live beyond your means? Because I'm telling you, some of my lovely Nigerian and Ghanaian sisters, I'm seeing the handbags, I'm seeing the shoes, I'm thinking, hello. 0207 819 6460. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, if I could add, there's nothing wrong between, you know, as you get older, your taste and everything expands, but it becomes a problem when you cannot actually cater for that. And, you know, your paycheck is not paying for that. So therefore, as you do get older, you do need other means of actually making sure your money is working hard, whether it's an asset, businesses, investment, because there's only so far a job will take you.
So there's two quick lessons. Diverse income. You can't rely on one income. And the second thing is you spend after saving. Oh. You live by those two, you'll be fine. And just to also say, I got my credit card at the end of last year, and that was only to build my credit status. So I've lived without credit for a long time. So just to say that there's people who are doing it, but they're playing the game wisely.
I was going to say that. When I said, I don't, you know, I've just been talked to within my means, I wasn't suggesting that if you had a credit card, you couldn't manage your finances, because there's lots of reasons why you would take those.
And also, can I just say, rich people are also advised by their financial advisors to actually get credit cards and put all of their monthly spendings on it and clear it at the end of the month, because so they actually don't use cash, and you'll find that this is how sometimes a lot of the fraud can go on, and they don't know what spendings happen.
So Chichi, give us some advice. You're a financial mentor. There might be people watching who actually are going to spend £400 on a weave, £200 on a pair of shoes. They're making £400 a month or whatever. What should they be doing?
First of all, if you find yourself living above your means, do cut it down, because clearly you are just living above your means. Cut it down, go back, look at your budgeting plan, and actually come back to basics and find the way to have a budget surplus. And then from there, build that savings. And then when you do build that savings, then potentially look into assets or business or investments that you can actually make that money.
That's interesting. How many black people do I know with savings?
Barely anyone has savings, and that's a problem as well. Because there's nothing else to fall back on if anything happens. And most importantly, even if you do have savings, how long will that last you if you had to fall back on it?
But that's also because of cost of living. We have
to keep bringing it back to that. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends.
White people have having a tough cost of living. Asian people are. Why haven't African Caribbean people?
Because you like to spend.
Got savings.
I don't think all of them do not have savings. There are plenty with savings. There are plenty that are homeowners. There are plenty that live a very, very nice, comfortable, wealthy lifestyle. However, especially in the age, I would say, of between probably 18 to maybe 35, though that group of people, their cost of living has gone up. Buying a house is miles away now. It feels like a complete dream.
So
things have completely changed.
It feels like a complete dream, because again, people are living above their means.
It's hard. But it
doesn't have to be a complete dream. If you sit down,
the average wage in this country is 24k. You times that by 3 for a mortgage. How are you going to buy in London for 260k box flat?
Well, first of all, start with where you can. You don't have to live in zone 1 or zone 2.
But you don't want zone 1 or zone 2.
That's not zone 1.
Well, you can live in the outskirts of London.
But
then you've got to travel. You've got to pay.
Again, you're living above your means.
But you've got to pay and travel. Even if you move out, you've still got to pay to come into the place you're
You can find ways.
You disagree with Simone?
I do. You can find ways, because whenever I do sit with young people and actually look into what's going in and what's going out, they are living above their means.
That's not my issue. My issue is that we are dealing with our wages not going up in the same way, but the prices are going up. Right, and I understand that.
There's nothing we can do about that.
This is another World Cup Suarez battle. Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you. We've got to have a break. More on Real Talk. We're talking passion over your passport next. Oh, ladies, how am I going to control you?